This video is sponsored by Insta360. All of the beautiful airplane shots you see on this video were shot on my new X4. More on them later. Welcome to Eagle East Aviation, which is the birthplace of aviation, at least to me. I'm about to embark on a bucket list trip, which is coast to coast in my 1946 Cessna 140. And what's really special is that I'm starting it here at Lawrence Municipal Airport, Lima Whiskey Mike, parked at Eagle East, which is where I learned to fly. I worked here as a ramp rat in exchange for flight hours in high school. My first solo was out of this airport in 2013. I was 17 years old. I'm so excited I just flew this bird all the way from California to Massachusetts, and now I'm gonna go just a couple miles east. I'm gonna hit the Atlantic, and then we're gonna solo flight this bad boy all the way back to California. I took off out of Lawrence Airport, and the first thing I did was head east. You know, the wrong direction from home. My little airplane has never seen the Atlantic in her 78 years of life. She was manufactured in Wichita, Kansas, and purchased off the line by a doctor in Dayton, Ohio, where she flew, training private pilot students for 5 or so years, before then sitting in a hangar for 50 years unflown, until the previous owner before me purchased her, trucked her out to California, reassembled her, and got her flying again. So I flew her out in a silly little loop east before heading to my next stop, about New York. My plan was to meet up with my friend Chris and his Glass Star somewhere in the New York City area, and we could fly the Hudson River corridor together. We opted for Lincoln Park Airport just over the Hudson in New Jersey, which is an adorable untowered field under the New York Bravo airspace, and it has a great restaurant with live music like right off the runway. And let me tell you, flying the Hudson River corridor was so fun. Especially as a non-New Yorker, it was such a cool way to like sightsee and see the city. And it was also just fun being a passenger princess with the doors off, because I could just spend the whole time taking pictures and videos out the open door. And for those of you unfamiliar with the Hudson River corridor, it's a VFR passage through New York City where private pilots just like us can fly as long as we meet a certain like altitude criteria. So this video was filmed right before I lost my medical, and I couldn't post it until now because of all the legal stuff, but I'm so excited that I can finally show you guys. These gorgeous shots were all filmed on Insta360's X4 camera. And if you thought these were incredible, you will be blown away by Insta360's new X5 camera. With a battery that lasts 180 minutes and charges to 80% capacity in just 20, you'll never have to worry about your adventures getting cut short by your camera suddenly running out of juice. And if you like to play a little rough, you don't have to worry about it breaking on you either. The X5 is not only 100% more drop resistant than the X4, but Insta360 has introduced a feature that we've been begging for ages now: replaceable lenses. So if your lens does break somehow, you can easily pop the damaged one off and snap a new one back on in seconds. Best of all, Insta360 has upgraded the quality of the camera itself. The X5's new, bigger sensors lend richer and more vivid footage, and its 3 AI chips enhance low-light image quality, reduce visual noise, and process images faster than ever before. If you buy your X5 before December 26th of this year, not only will you get 15% off your camera, but you'll get a free 1-year, 1 terabyte subscription to Insta360 Plus, the all-in-one cloud service for your 360 videos. Insta360 Plus lets you automatically back up your video files from your camera to the cloud and then auto-delete them from your SD card to free up space. You can also share single or multiple clips at once to your friends, family, and followers with your own customizable link. And best of all, you can edit and export your 360 videos wherever you'd like. Insta360 Plus lets you edit your footage directly on the cloud, so you don't have to worry about finding space on your device for your footage. The first 20 people to use my link below to buy their X5 camera will get their free lens replacement kit with their order on top of all of the other promotions. That's a $45 value. This is Insta360's biggest sale yet, so if you're thinking about buying an X5, now's the time to do it. Save up to $200 by using my link below to buy your X5 for 15% off and get a free year of 1 terabyte of storage on Insta360 Plus cloud service. And remember, if you're one of the first 20, you'll get a free lens replacement kit with your order. Thank you so much to our friends at Insta360 for sponsoring this video. So while I was tying my plane down in Lincoln Park before we left for the Hudson River, we met the owners of this tiny little private airstrip called Hilltop that was just north of Lincoln Park. And they invited us to come land at their strip on the way back from Hudson. And I gotta say, they are living the dream. Like a house on a little runway close to a city is like all I want in the world. But this is one of the things that I love about the aviation community. Everyone is so welcoming and just excited to like fly places and share adventure and talk about airplanes. Also, I do feel the need to note that you can't land at a private strip unless you have permission from the owner. So like, don't go flying into Hilltop unless you know them. I had some things in LA I needed to be back for, so I ended up leaving my airplane at a hangar in Orange County, New York, and then flying back out the following week to fly it home. But the weekend that I left New York happened to be the weekend of the New York Air Show, and so I proudly kicked off the air show like right before the TFR kicked into place with a Cessna 140 speed takeoff pass. I then had a beautiful early morning flight across Pennsylvania to Greater Cumberland Regional Airport in Maryland as my first fuel stop of the day. All right, let's get cooking. Doors closed, seats secure, belts fastened, flaps are up, fuel valve is on. I'm gonna run on my left tank. Passenger briefing, let's get out of Maryland. Right, bud? Brakes hold, carb heat cold. Master on, mags on. Might not need to prime at all. Clear! I took off from Cumberland Regional and proceeded to fly southwest all the way across West Virginia, which was absolutely stunningly beautiful and also some of the most turbulent, miserable, terrible, awful flying I have ever done. There is something about the way the wind hits perpendicular to the Appalachians that just makes it into like the worst roller coaster for a gal in a 950-pound airplane. I stopped for fuel and a well-earned break at Huntington Tri-State Airport, which is technically in West Virginia, but it sits right on the border of Kentucky and Ohio. And there I sat around in the AC of the FBO for a little while, trying to decide if I had another 3+ hour leg to Nashville in me that day, after having already flown 6.5 hours, and like 4 of those were just the worst turbulence. But I ate an entire gigantic tub of blueberries and decided that I could do it. And so I took off towards Nashville. I was also very incentivized by the fact that my college roommate lives in Nashville and it was for sure gonna be a good time because it was a Saturday. I was well rewarded, and although it was long, the 3.5-hour flight to Nashville was completely smooth and absolutely beautiful. I love flying at sunset. So I'm walking down my friend's street in Nashville, and it's sunny and it's beautiful, and I'm torn because like half of me is like, well, I made so much great progress yesterday, I'm gonna blow it by like wasting time in Nashville. And the other side of me is like, the whole point of this trip was to like have fun and experience lots of things. So I think I'm gonna stay in Nashville for an extra day. So I stayed in Nashville. Thanks, Katie. Tomorrow I'll leave again. Well, I hope this works. Infuriatingly, my audio recording cable stopped working, but Nashville seemed as good of a city as any to get that fixed. So I went over to True Audio and they helped me out. Clear!
And here's to hoping that this thing finally works, honestly. But the Method 7's on. As cute as the other ones are, these ones feel way better after a long day of flying. John Tune ground to Cessna 72114. I'm over at the FBO with information X-ray ready to taxi.
Aircraft calling ground, say again.
John Tune ground Cessna 72114. I'm over at the FBO, parked right next to Romeo 4 with information X-ray ready to taxi.
That's a 72114. Hold your position and take direction of flight today.
I'll hold my position up, heading west. Busy airport things.
November 72114, runway 2, taxi Romeo 4 and Alpha now.
Taxi via Romeo 4 and Alpha 7211. I also want to make sure I stay under the Charlie here. I'm just sneaking out to the west, so there's no reason to...
Here's 42 Echo Sierra left turn to the west is approved, runway 2 clear for takeoff, and there's a Cessna 150 that just departed. They're about 3 miles west of the field westbound.
All right, left turn to the west approved, runway 2, we're clear for takeoff, and I have the departing Cessna traffic in sight.
Cessna 114, there's serious traffic that's inbound. They're about 6 miles southwest of the field, setting up for our left base.
I'll keep an eye out for traffic, 114. There's something really special about flying across the country in my 1946 Cessna, bopping out to pop hits from when I was 15. And like, this is all I could dream of. Someday I'll fly an airplane. And when I get bored, I'm like, man, 9 hours to go today. I try to just remember like, oh man, you're flying. 10 years ago, I couldn't have dreamed of this. Honestly, best pro tip for long cross-country flights, bring vegetables. I have a whole cooler full of fresh food here. I'm just munching at 2,500 over Tennessee somewhere. It's a good time. Listen to a podcast, munch on some string beans. Life is good. Right now I don't have much of a headwind, which is really nice, but I also don't have a tailwind. I have a little bit. It was like a 5 to 10 mile an hour headwind. But if I can turn that into a 5 mile an hour tailwind, we'll be cooking. So I'm going to do that. Also, batteries on the cameras are probably going to die. This is going to be a really long leg. I'm going to try to push it to like 3.5 hours. Thinking of stopping for fuel at Springs Airport in Arkansas. Going to try to push 2/3 of the way across Arkansas. I'm at 6,000 feet. My airspeed is 95. My ground speed is 83.
Hot Springs traffic, Cessna 114 is on base for 23 full stop.
Hot Springs traffic, 2 miles clear, red light, Hot Springs.
Hot Springs traffic, Navajo 31 to November Whiskey, turning to left downwind for 23 full stop, Hot Springs.
Hot Springs, lead to pump and taxiing back to the fuel pump, Hot Springs.
So I made it to Hot Springs, Arkansas. I was trying to make it to Dallas-Fort Worth, but the sun is sort of setting and I wasn't gonna make it by sunset. And this was kind of like the best place to overnight. I think this is part of the joy of flying across the country in a tiny airplane is like sometimes the headwinds decide where you stop for you. This is a really cute airport and everyone is really nice. And now I'm just waiting for the hotel shuttle to pick me up for free. And they have a special pilot hotel rate, so I'm saving money. Good morning from sunny, beautiful Arkansas. I'm having kind of a late start this morning because I ate the hotel breakfast and then I regretted eating the hotel breakfast. I don't know how many times I need to learn the lesson. That doesn't matter how free the hotel breakfast is. Probably shouldn't eat it. But we're here and we're gonna go fly. I'm gonna try to make it to Tucumcari today. I am not super optimistic because the thunderstorms rolling in that part in the afternoon are just like really hard. But I wanna get as far west as I can because there's a really nice looking cold front rolling in that'll be really good for crossing the Rockies, so.
Hot Springs traffic radio check.
Yep, clear.
Roger, sorry for holding up 2-3. Bad time for my radio battery today.
No, you're good.
All right, highway at tail dragger, departing runway 23, Hot Springs traffic.
Cessna 72114, radar contact 15 miles west of Hot Springs Airport. Stay altitude and type of Cessna where you're headed.
3,500, I'm a Cessna 140, and I'm headed to Papa Victor Juliet.
Right, thank you. And the out 3010.
30101, of course, thank you. You ever get to the point where you're flying over somewhere really beautiful and you look out and you're like, damn, I wish I cleaned my windscreen. It's so bad! You know what time it is? I got a bunch of cherry tomatoes in here calling my name. Falls Valley traffic, Cessna 72114 to the east inbound, join the downwind 417 Falls Valley. All right, so there's going to be a fuel stop, a lunch stop. I might heat up some of the last of my food I have in my little there. It is so flippin' hot out here. Time to taxi ourselves to 17. Density altitude right now is 3,700. Given that this is a 900-foot field, that's quite a lot. But 3,700, like in the grand scheme of things, isn't that bad. It's only gonna get worse from here. Oh, sweating. So hot. My cabin thermometer is reading 30 degrees C. This is miserable. I'm somewhere over Oklahoma. Hot is out. I'm getting rocked all over the place. And my ground speed is 98 miles an hour. Which is actually not that bad, but like I definitely lose a lot of performance with the heat. So right now it's showing 2.5 hours to Tucumcari. I've already been flying for an hour. I'm passing through this awful smoke right now, and there's like no way around it because it like directly crosses my path. My only hope is to get through it as quickly as possible, but it smells so bad. It smells like an old tobacco-filled hotel caught on fire. It doesn't smell like wood smoke, but I can see the source. It's like right off my left wing. I'm not gonna push to Tucumcari on this leg. I'm gonna try to land at Amarillo. Some AC for a little while, drink some water, double, triple, quadruple check the weather, and then we'll see how it goes. Wow, this canyon I'm flying over is beautiful. Oh my god, that lift. River Falls, Cessna 72114, turning downwind 417 River Falls. Alright, where is that windsock? River Falls, Cessna 72114 on final, 4th runway 17 River Falls.
Well, I made it to Amarillo, and I am drenched in sweat, but I'm gonna go see if they have water and stuff inside, get some fuel, and see if I can make it to Tucumcari. Sometimes you land after a long, miserable leg, and the FBO has air conditioning and cold water, and it's just a godsend. And I have never been so excited to see a fridge and a snack cart as I am right now. Shouts out Redline Aviation FBO in Amarillo. Quick!
Okay. Are we cooking? All right, here we go. That was potentially my best ground effect takeoff yet. Hey, practicing stuff even on long, harebrained cross-country trips. Still worth it. Wow, these canyons are crazy. There's just like houses scattered throughout them. The lawns all fizz radiant in death. So the Tucumcari weather just updated. Winds are now 170 at 1724 knots. So I'm trying to decide if I should like shoot for Tucumcari and hope I catch a break in the wind, or if I should divert to Dalhart or go back to Amarillo, sorry. I don't love it. I don't want to succumb to get-there-itis, but it's also like winds are so variable. 10-knot crosswind is very different than a 20-knot crosswind. All I've got to say though, I'm in a tiny tail dragger, so crosswinds are gnarly. I'm going to overfly the airport. I'm going to keep a really close eye. I'm going to feel the airplane, and I'm not going to make it decisions. If I can't land, I will suck it up and I will fly to Dalhart or Oldham or one of the airports here. All right, the windsock is literally spinning. But there are moments where it's good for 2-1, so Tucumcari traffic, Cessna 72114 on the downwind for runway 21 Tucumcari. Oh, I'm being low and I can feel it. Honestly, for how much crosswind that was, I am proud of that land. Ah! Oh, okay. I'm shaking. Oh, I gotta keep flying this thing. All right. I can hear my tailwheel instructor in my head yelling like, back pressure, back pressure. There's so much crosswind. The windsock is inflated to 20 knots. I can't believe that went so well. My reward is I get to stay in the Blue Swallow Motel, which I've like always secretly wanted to stay at.
I am so stoked to be staying at Blue Swallow Motel. This has been on my bucket list since I moved to LA and I drove through Tucumcari and I saw the motel and I read all about its history. And when I found out that they pick up at the Tucumcari airport, I knew I had to brave that crosswind landing, and it's just so cute. This is what I think what makes this so exciting on this trip is that like this hotel is the same age as my airplane and everything is original. Like these neon swallows have been there since the 1940s. It's still, each room has its own little garage. I guess the murals are probably newer. But it's just so idyllic Route 66 vibes. And I've always wanted to stay here and I'm just so excited. And I just got a room tour from the owner, and the desk and chair are original from the 1940s, custom made by a shop in Albuquerque. The lamps are 1950s, and this rotary telephone actually works. Except I'm not in the generation that knows how to use rotary telephones. This is the first time I've ever split a video into 2 parts, but it felt necessary in order to show you guys just how grand of an adventure this flight was. Be sure to subscribe for part 2, where I crossed the Continental Divide at over 10,000 feet. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.